Alright guys, welcome to the next part of the course. So we're going to be going over Wick Trading. Not sure how long this video will be. I'll try and give good examples, but a lot of what Wick Trading is going to be you putting in the time. And yeah, you got to put in your time on the charts. But Wick Trading is a very important piece of trading. It can provide a lot of context for upcoming short-term moves. They're not necessarily going to tell you the long-term moves, but you can use them for quick scalps for short term. If we're in a short term uptrend and we see a lot of candles have a decent buying or a decent selling wick on them, it means that most likely this uptrend will not last long, and we could look for a nice opportunity to short or buy puts. If we're in a short term downtrend or just a regular downtrend and we see a lot of buying wicks, it means that the downtrend most likely won't last super long, so you could get a nice reversal to the upside. So what we look for in these wicks, and then some other confirmation of a reversal, whether it be equities or UVXY, which we'll talk about later, that can provide a solid setup. So let's go over some examples. So let's just look at today. Today, market opens 9:30. Okay, and I'll put these indicators off just to make it a little simpler for the eyes. So this green zones are our demand zones, which again I will teach you later in the course. Red zone is our supply zones, so don't worry about that right now. But what we're going to be looking at is the wicks on the candles. So if we see right here, this is the start of the morning today. You see this red candle has a big selling wick on it compared to this candle or this candle. So if you see this big of a selling wick, and we also look at the volume, it's a lot of selling pressure. This most likely will mean that we are going to be heading down, right? And we do end up heading down. There's a selling wick, big selling wick here, and a big selling wick here. But this one's more of a doji. Then we move down, and what do we see? We got a nice buying wick right here, right? So could be signs for a potential reversal or upcoming reversal. Another buying wick here, right? And then this next candle, bigger buying wick than the selling wick, so another sign. And then we end up rallying up. So again, this comes with screen time, but if you notice, we're in a downtrend. We got a buying wick, and buying wick. So that short-term downtrend most likely is not going to last that long. And then we end up moving up, okay? So when we move up here, first of all, we have a doji, we have some indecision, then we drop, have a nice buying wick, buyers push back up, doji. So this is kind of confusing, right? Nothing, I guess, is really telling us besides there's a doji candle here, which I can't even circle. We have a doji candle, drop, little rally, can't break above this high of this candle, right? And then we end up dropping. When we drop, this is a big momentum candle, okay? So if you see a candle like this, there's a lot of momentum in that direction. It's a big candle. It moved roughly 14 points, which is a big move on the S. As you see, like, these are a lot of smaller candles. Even after this, a lot smaller candles, and this was a huge candle. Okay, so that's a big momentum candle. If you get a candle like this, most likely we'll continue moving down for at least a few candles, right? And if you look at the volume, lots of selling pressure. This next candle, big selling wick, right? Selling wick, big drop to the downside. And then also, check the volume, a lot of selling volume. This next candle, also decent selling wick, but we're starting to get some buying wicks in there. We got a little buying wick there. But at the moment, still pretty bearish on it, right? Then this next candle looks like it kind of rallied up, but ended up with a selling wick, so sellers are still in control. Then here we drop down, and then now we hit this demand zone, which we'll talk about later, but we have a buying wick and a green candle, another buying wick, another buying wick, another buying wick. So again, that's a short-term uptrend right there. If you catch it early, you can make some scalps. If we keep looking, right here, we do have selling wicks on the way up, so we're probably thinking this uptrend won't last too long. Seeing these selling wicks. Then we get up here, selling wick, buying wick, another selling wick, buying wick, and then on the way down here, we have buying wicks, right? So we start to move lower. We have a buying wick, little decent sized selling wick, and then a big buying wick. So when we get buying wicks on the way down, most likely the short-term downtrend will turn into an uptrend, right? And then on this uptrend, we see not huge selling wicks so far. It's kind of evenly matched. If you can hear that dog barking, that's okay. But we don't have huge selling wicks though. So still pretty bullish up here. This is the biggest selling wick I'd see right there. But the whole time there's a buying wick, a buying wick, a buying wick, a buying wick, right? So then we start to get some selling wicks over here. Selling wick, selling wick, selling wick, selling wick, selling wick. So if this moves up, I'd be surprised if we hold it because there's just so many selling wicks. Sellers are kind of in control of this area. That's how you can think of it, right? Sellers are kind of in control of this area. And we end up going into a downtrend, or at least a short-term downtrend, right? Then we have a big bullish candle, about 10 points, roughly. And this bullish candle ended up getting met with selling pressure, right? So it hit up here at one point, sellers kind of dropped it back down, even though all that bullish pressure. So that's also a sign of reverse. But then we see on the way down, we have a buying wick, a buying wick, a buying wick. So this downtrend most likely won't last too much longer, right? We have 3 huge buying wicks as we're pulling back 10 points, 15 points. And then what happens? We kind of level out there, right? So you'll be seeing a lot more examples of this in the course, but that's just kind of a general gauge of how you read it. And again, this comes with a lot of screen time. So the more time you're looking at the charts, then the better it's going to be for your brain, right? You're going to notice it more. You're going to be able to use it more. And then we'll also teach you how to use it in conjunction with equities and UVXY. So you can make a solid trade by just looking at the wicks of the candles, right? But yeah, that's it for the wick trading. And again, you'll be seeing a lot of examples of wick trading and everything later in the more strategic stuff in the course. But this is just kind of a general starter. Okay. All right. To the next one.